Bismillah, alhamdulillahi, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. My beloved brothers and sisters, a short reminder to do with the blessed days of Dhul Hijjah. I wanted to read to you a quote from a very famous scholar, Imam Ibn Rajab al-Hanbali, rahimahullah ta'ala. He said something truly amazing about these 10 blessed days that I feel contain so much benefit and lessons for us that could become practical tips as well. So let's go through his tip, or rather his quote, and try to extract as much benefit as possible. Imam Ibn Rajab, may Allah have mercy on him, said, "Seasons of worship have many benefits, including the opportunity to correct one's faults and make up for any shortcomings or anything that one might have missed. The fortunate one is he who makes the most of these special months, days, and hours, drawing nearer to his Lord through acts of worship. It is hoped that he will be the recipient of the outpouring from these outpourings and thus enjoy internal happiness and be saved from the scorching hell fire. Allahumma ameen." The first thing we notice is that Ibn Rajab, he describes these periods in our life where Allah the Almighty offers extra rewards and blessings as seasons of worship. So he starts by saying seasons of worship have many benefits. And it's always interesting to see the way scholars, they express certain ideas in the religion. A season is something that has a start and an end, but also it has a different experience that is supposed to be acquired as well. Winter is not the same as summer, and spring is yet different too. So the season of worship, which is Dhul Hijjah, like Ramadan, is a period in which you're supposed to experience something different, and it has something to offer that the other seasons do not. So he says one of the benefits is an opportunity for someone to correct their own faults or shortcomings that they may have, or to make up for things that they have missed. So in life, we go through ups and downs. We have good times, we have bad times. When it comes to our worship and our spiritual well-being, it also has highs and lows. Unfortunately, maybe more lows than highs. But if you think about Dhul Hijjah and how close it is to Ramadan, literally only 1 month in the middle, 2 months rather in the middle, we find that by the time a month has gone by after Ramadan, you almost forget that, I was just fasting a month ago. I was, reading Taraweeh in the masjid. I was spending my time up at night reading Quran, etc., etc. And now it's right back into the swing of things with work and family and leisure and entertainment. And it's almost as though you were so high, close to Allah, and now you become so low. And then Allah the Almighty sends another season of worship, which is Dhul Hijjah, which is there to lift you back up and a way for you to correct the shortcomings that you are now experiencing in your life. And sometimes we need that like a lifeline. We're drowning spiritually. We need something to pull us back up again. If not to a higher place, at least then to a place of safety. And so these 10 days are there to allow us that chance to turn back to Allah, to repent to Allah, and to make up for the shortcomings. Like somebody, maybe in Ramadan, they're reading 1 juz of Quran a day, and then after Ramadan finished, they were like, I'm going to commit to that, I'm going to carry on doing that. And they did it, but then life got in the way, family got in the way, and then they started to weaken in that resolve, and they ended up maybe, astaghfirullah, abandoning the Quran. Now these 10 days come along, and it's your way of saying, what? Let me get back to that good habit that I had. It was so much benefit, and let me make up for that now. Let me revitalize myself. So Ibn Rajab rahimahullah is saying these seasons of worship, they offer us that chance to redeem ourselves and to rekindle that passion to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then he says, the fortunate one is one who makes the most of these special months, days, and hours. So we want to be from the fortunate ones. And the way we can do that is we take the opportunity with both hands. We seize this chance to correct ourselves, to repent to Allah, and to do as many good deeds as possible And when we do that, the benefit, extra benefit, is that not only do we achieve, inshallah, all those things that we want to achieve, but because Allah loves these days even more, it may result in greater rewards and blessings and benefit to us. And it is Allah's intention to motivate us so we can go ahead and do all these things as well, so we can become fortunate, because Allah doesn't want to punish us. Allah doesn't want us to go to the hellfire. Allah the Almighty says in the Quran, ما يفعل الله بعذابكم إن شكرتم وآمنتم وكان الله شاكرا عليما. What would Allah get out of punishing you? That is what He says. What would Allah get out of punishing you? If only you would have some faith and be grateful. And Allah is and always will be the most appreciative, the all-knowing. So Allah shows us the manifestation of His intention for us to succeed in life by giving us these seasons of worship, as Ibn Rajab says. And then he says, the fortunate one is the one who takes advantage of these special months and days and hours, drawing near to his Lord through acts of worship. And this is the key thing, that the real task at hand is to try to really exhaust yourself, challenge yourself to do as many different good deeds as possible. There are so many. You have the ritual ones, which is to do with praying more, fasting, reading Quran, making dua, engaging in dhikr. But then there's also more general acts of worship, like showing kindness to your parents, supporting someone in need, and even, subhanAllah, smiling in the face of your brother or for the sister, a fellow sister. All these are smaller acts of worship. In fact, the Prophet called smiling a sadaqah, a form of charity. And so when we get into these 10 days, what we want to really do is think about what are the good deeds I can do in these special days, because this is what it's all about. It's not about wasting time in talking, entertainment, in leisure, in sport. No, it's about putting all those things to one side and saying, I've got a small window of opportunity here. Let me maximize it and focus on the things that are going to make huge impact on my soul and my akhirah and my hereafter. And so Ibn Rajab, he ends by saying, it is hoped that he or she will be the recipient of an outpouring from those outpourings, and thus enjoy eternal happiness and be saved from the scorching hellfire. But he's saying that in these seasons of worship, what is being offered is really an outpouring of Allah's rahmah and His barakah and His thawab, that there is so much to be earned. It's almost incalculable. You can't imagine how generous Allah will be during these days in offering you rewards and blessings and benefit. And so that should motivate us, make us want to really excel and tire ourselves in doing things that will please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in the end, there's also this fear that we should live with as well, which is, what if I haven't done enough? What will be my consequence, or the consequence of having a life of disobedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? It is punishment in the hellfire. And these 10 days represent a chance for me to save myself from that. And so Ibn Rajab says, it is hoped that the person who tries to take advantage will also be saved from the scorching hellfire. We ask Allah to count us amongst the fortunate ones who take advantage of these 10 days, exhaust ourselves in trying to do good deeds, whichever ones we can do, and ultimately earn Allah's pleasure, His reward and salvation from the hellfire. Allahumma ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.